Hello, Soul Tribe. Alright, guys, we're going to go straight into tarot. As soon as I sat down at the table, I heard someone's crying. Someone may be crying over you, collective. And I felt this, it was like a knife to the heart. You know what I mean? Like it was just this pain that ran through my chest literally as I sat down to tap into this energy. So I feel like it's not just someone crying over you. I feel like somebody's grieving you, collective. Now this could be someone who, dropped the ball on you or something, right? This could be somebody who hurt you, betrayed you, something like that. I feel like, it's just catching up to them is what I'm hearing. So let's just tap in and see what this is that I'm channeling. All right, thank you, Spirit Team. Please bring forward truth, clarity, healing, confirmation, encouragement for whoever this message is for. All right. Yeah. Okay, we got the Knight of, what is that? The Knight of Cups in reverse? Or no, Death in reverse. Okay, this is someone who was resistant. They were resistant to change in the past. This person could have been afraid of change. And so they chose a stagnating situation. Maybe, this is someone that was meant to move forward with you at one time, to go through a personal transformation in their life, okay, so that they could resonate on the path with you. But they were resistant to that. This person's afraid of change. They're afraid of stepping into a new experience. They could, okay, and if this is someone who betrayed you, collective, they could be afraid of like they're going to pass away or something. Like they could feel like, death is knocking on their door even. Like this person, I feel like they're feeling really anxious. And like I told you, that knife to the chest, it's grief. It's not just I'm sad and I miss you. This is like grief. Someone is grieving not being on the path with you. Someone is grieving what they've done to you here. They're grieving that they did not step forward with courage, and change something or go through a transition in their life. Like they're grieving that. Who is this person? Yeah, someone you have a contract or had a contract with. This is someone that was supposed to share in some good luck with you, but instead they chose a karmic life cycle instead of their destiny. This person's been going through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of unpredictable problems. Like this person, I feel like since they failed to make the choice to go through a transformation, to go through some sort of change that they knew they needed to go through, right? Ever since they chose not to follow through and instead they chose to be resistant, like Spirit has literally been showing them that they've chosen the wrong path, that they failed themselves, they failed this contract, they failed some sort of luck here, like to maybe there, I don't know, is there another chance? I don't know. Let's see, Spirit. So tell me about my Soul Tribe collective, the person that they're grieving. They're grieving you. What is your energy? What is the collective's energy? Yeah, you are on point with the plan, right? This is all about planning. Your energy, you could be a fire sign. You don't have to be, but we got fire sign out here twice, and then we also have water sign out here in reverse. But your energy is, progress. You're progressing. You're discovering new things about yourself, about life, about spirit, about your spiritual journey. You're happy. You've attained a goal. So you stuck with the plan. It may have looked like you weren't, though. Maybe this person didn't trust in the plan. Maybe things were hectic and crazy. And when you were waking up to your spiritual journey, your spiritual path, when you were being asked to step out by faith, This person could have thought you were crazy, that you were losing your mind, and that there's no way that that's the plan. There's no way I'm supposed to follow that person. They're crazy. That's not normal, right? Like that, they were judging you. But the whole time, you were the one progressing, right? You are the inspiration. It says you've been hit with a spark of inspiration, and you've had to figure out how to turn that fire into action. And that's what you're doing, or you have done. You've been laying the groundwork, but step by step, brick by brick, so that you don't stumble over any past things. You're letting your intuition guide you, collective. Okay, so anything else on my soul tribe's energy? What about this contract? Where is this contract at currently? Or moving into the future? Because this person did not accept the contract, so you had to plan and progress without them. Yeah, and now it became a nightmare for you. You're overcoming this now, but this contract caused you a lot of anxiety, right? This was an awakening point for you because it turned into a nightmare, but you're coming out of that. That's why it's coming sideways. Okay? You have been healing your deep-seated wounds and fears and anxiety. Like you've been getting in touch with your authentic self because of how this contract played out. And maybe that's exactly what was supposed to happen. Who knows, collective, right? Maybe I believe there's nothing wrong. Where we are is where we're meant to be, right? Things could go left, they could go right, and it's still going to be the way it's supposed to be. Does that make sense? But this ended up, this was a nightmare situation that you had no choice but to plan to progress past. Okay? And so the fact that this person did not pick up this contract and instead you had to battle this Nine of Swords energy, when this was meant to be a contract of good luck, of destiny, of a turning point in both of y'all's lives. Like, you made the right choice. You chose passion and they chose self-indulgence. And that's why this did not align. And that's why this person is grieving you, collective. Okay? Because maybe they didn't realize that you were the contract. Maybe they did, and they were just afraid to step out. I don't know. Let's just see. Tell me about this person in the death reverse energy, scared to go through a transformation. Tell me about this person, please, Spirit. Yeah, they were self-absorbed, narcissistic, and this is how they handled you in this self-absorbed, narcissistic energy, and now they regret that. Now they see that. This was a one-sided relationship, and this person thought they could love bomb their way into this lucky contract with you without doing the work, right? They thought they could lie, steal, cheat, and love bomb their way into a good luck contract, and they didn't have to look in the mirror. They didn't have to change their ways. They were resistant to doing things in a new way, to being loyal and honest and truthful, and to laying down, an old way of being here. They knew you were the one that they were meant to lay that old self down for, and they just chose not to. They ignored it. And now they're grieving. Instead, because they were in that energy, you had to battle their demons. You battled your demons and their demons too. That's what this was. This Nine of Swords energy was. But now you've defeated this. Like, you've come out on the other side here is what you've done. You're progressing, collective. Yeah, separation. You didn't want to separate from this person because this was your twin flame. You saw this person as a twin flame that you fought as hard as you could not to have to separate from this person, right? But it takes two people, and you were the only one carrying the weight of this contract, moving it towards a good luck future. You didn't want to separate from this person, but you had no choice. You had to end it, and you had to heal yourself. And now that you've progressed, this person is feeling it. They're feeling and they're seeing the truth of this golden mirror they've been looking into. They're seeing the truth of their narcissism and that you were and are the one. You've always been the one, and they grieve you. They're grieving how they handled this contract. That is what I am seeing, okay? Anything else? We're almost out of time. Yeah. Somebody was giving them bad advice about you, about how to handle you. Someone who was in the same energy as them, maybe a friend or a family member or a player energy, was telling them to treat you bad, and they listened.